Recently, I've been listening to Gary Vaynerchuk's The Thank You Economy. And one of the interesting things that I've been getting out of it is how much of business and how much of our economy is really based off relationships. One of the interesting things he said was that a good, happy, satisfied customer will tell 3 of their friends, and a angry, unsatisfied customer will tell 3,000 people. Every once in a while I think about, I love sharing certain brands of people, and I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple companies that I really believe in what they're up to. Thankful that I'm a customer of them. And so one of them is Lululemon, a big fan of their products. Most of what Lululemon sells is yoga apparel for women, and I think they have a really fantastic men's line. So most of my students know this by now, but I have 2 pairs of their pants. Most of you have seen these before, or you've noticed this, what you thought was a sticker on the side of my leg, and it's not a sticker, it's actually a label. This does not come off. One of the things I love about it is that I can squat in it.
Oh yeah.
I can lunge in it.
My bone's cracking, but my pants aren't cracking.
I can go jump in the gym, play basketball for 10 minutes, get a little sweaty, and not feel the effects of like when you're wearing jeans and sweating. I have a polo shirt, I have socks. Yeah, there's a couple of things I love about Lululemon. When you go into their store, there's a great ambiance. They treat you with respect. A couple times I've had the experience of going in there and just end up having great conversations and not buying anything. And one of my favorite things to do is I go to the back of their store and look at the goals that all of the employees set. So one of the things that people at Lululemon do as part of their training is they set goals. They have usually 1, 5, and 10-year goals. Super inspiring going into there and getting to know all the goals, and you can talk to any of the store reps about, I saw your goals in the back, like tell me a little bit more about that. Their stuff is definitely expensive, so those pants are $126. I just get so much wear and tear out of them, and I love them. I haven't found anything like them. You can also, I think this is kind of cool, so you can also roll them up. There's a little reflector on it. So if you're the type of person that bikes to work, when my students say something about my pants, like, yo, these are yoga pants. One time I went into the gym and they said, hey, sorry, no khakis allowed. I said, no, sir, these are yoga pants. Get off me. One of the other things I like is Landmark. So Landmark is a personal and professional development company. They're the ones that host the Landmark Forum, the advanced course, the self-expression leadership program, and a bunch of other stuff. This is what their logo looks like, and this is one of the notebooks I got after the Landmark Forum. I've done quite a few of their courses. I owe it to a lot of the training and technology that they've given me to produce the book they've produced, to change my career, to find the confidence, I guess you could say the audacity to ask Alyssa to marry me and to date me. They've helped me learn how to communicate better, how to live freer, and how to say this. I've learned how to live with more self-expression, being able to share what's on my mind and at the same time being responsible about it. I've always been a worrier, and I've really taught myself through training with them that I don't have to waste time worrying about things when there's nothing I can do in the face of it. And so instead of complaining about things, which I used to do very often, I am now in action about things that I want to be in action about instead of just complaining about it. So I've learned to either stop complaining or do something about it. That's something that I'm really proud of, especially when I see a lot of my students. Sometimes they'll be complaining about something. I'll say, look, do something about it. So for example, I have a couple of students that they'll have a sweatshirt on in class. Say, yo, it's hot in here. Can we open a window? I said, I'm not going to open a window, but you can take your sweatshirt off. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I said, all right, well, get in action about it or stop complaining. It's up to you. You can keep complaining if you take your sweatshirt off and you're still too hot. Otherwise, that's enough. So yeah, Landmark is certainly one of the companies I highly recommend people check out. I took the Landmark Forum when my dad introduced it to me. I trusted him and I believed in him, and it was something fantastic that I'm really glad he introduced me to. And now this.
Meow.
someone that produces a lot of content. He's an author and a podcast producer personality, is Tim Ferriss. So I own 2 of his books, and Alyssa owns his 3rd one. I'm looking forward to seeing his 4th one come out. So his first one that I really loved was called The 4-Hour Body. He challenges a lot of different mainstream concepts around dieting and eating and losing weight and being strong and healthy. The 4-Hour Chef is about, well, there's a lot of good recipes in there, but it's about how to learn anything and doing it quickly. And lastly is the Tim Ferriss Show. It's a podcast. He says that his job is to deconstruct world-class performers. I think he does a really good job of it, and that's what his next book is coming out, is Tools of the Titans. After looking back on all the experiences he's had with people and what all the things are that are common about these world-class people, so he's putting together a book about what all these people have in common. And one of the practices I've been working on is meditation, because he said, I think 90% of those world-class performers have some sort of meditation practice. His other book is the 4-Hour Work Week, which a lot of people are familiar with. 4-Hour Work Week was a New York Times bestseller. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of his stuff. I think if you really like listening to interesting interviews about people that are working on developing themselves, and you're interested in forming better habits yourself, listening to people that you might look up to, you could definitely look through his different podcasts and hear the people he interviews. And he said his life is mostly comprised of a combination of 4-month projects, which I think is really cool. The 4-Hour Work Week, the concept is that he's found a way to earn about $10,000 a month in just 4 hours a week. And that's what his book is about, is how to do that, how you can do it. I'm a big fan of him. So again, the reason I am sharing this with you today is I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of the companies and author that I really believe in. I'm glad they exist. I'm thankful they exist. Stay humble, stay hungry, help advertise the people in the companies that you think are awesome, and stay weird.